To Tier 2. This is race 7 of the championship. Today we are at Austria and it is raining. It's been a nice unexpected change for the drivers today. Let me just set up everyone on the intermediates first of all. Lovely crash from Sosa there to start the session. Hopefully we don't have a wet race. I'm sure everyone's been practicing for the dry circuit at the moment. So it'll be an unexpected change for the drivers here. Looks like Sosa's missing half of his front wing already. So I suspect we'll be seeing him jump into the pits. This is a first race for a few of the drivers we have today. Both of those Ferrari drivers that you see on the screen at the moment are having their debut race with us today, along with Voyager, the Japanese driver in the Haas, and Blitz Hyper in that Mercedes there as well. We had some interesting racing here yesterday in Tier 1 with 19 drivers on the grid. We had one dropout right before the race. Spielberg is an awesome circuit for racing, the Red Bull Ring. We have a lot of DRS trains, so it's quite hard to break those. So the qualifying is going to be at the utmost of importance for these guys today, especially in the wet. If it is wet in the races, there'll be no DRS. So yeah, let's see what everyone can do. Pole yesterday, I think, was a 1:04.0, if I'm not mistaken. I'll just look that up for you now. Yes, pole yesterday. Well, in Q2, fastest time was a 1:04.194. And it rained in qualifying 3, so pole was actually a 1:06.6. So that's sort of the thing we'll be expecting from the drivers today. 1:15.2 to start off, obviously, because it's raining. Excuse me. It's a good lap from JC there in that Mercedes. So we have one of the Ferrari drivers. Is that off the track or at least pulled out of the way? Let's jump on with Chase Me, who's on a hot lap at the moment. Runs a little wide through turn 3. Now likely be invalid there. But I think he's got away with it. There are some rough conditions for the drivers here. See everyone on the intermediates. We might see a couple of people trying the wets to see how they perform. I see you've got a little bit of standing water on the track, but I think throughout the session that racing line will clear up quite nicely. As you can see already, a drier line starting to form. I think we're in for a treat today. Just 10 drivers on the grid. Unfortunately, I had a few people drop out. There's nothing to worry about. More points for these guys. Big crash from Swaz there. Let's see, I don't know if he got any damage from that one. Yeah, he's lost his left side end plate of his wing there, so that lap will be terminated. Obviously, he's going to have to go into the pits now to get that changed. See, Supper just put in the fastest lap of the session, 1:13.9. It's a brilliant time for the Brit. Actually, the only British driver on the grid today. I think if I'm not mistaken, Supper is currently the Drivers' Championship leader at the moment. He's 146 points, with Axel just behind on 123, who isn't racing with us today. Next behind him will be Swaz in P3 in the standings with 84 points. See Sosa going out for his push lap now. Obviously the first one was not a valid attempt as we saw him hit the wall. See where he can put himself in the standings. 17.8 seconds sector 1. Sosa seems to be struggling a lot in the wet here. I think he might benefit from a couple of clicks more downforce on the front wing. That's pole position for Sosa at the moment. 1:13.5. Definitely one of the faster drivers that we have on the grid today. I know he's put a lot of practice into the Red Bull Ring as of recently, so this will be a very interesting race for Sosa, provided he can keep it on the track. Had a few races recently where he has spun out. Not sure if they were DNFs, mind you. Had a DNF at Bahrain in their main race. And he had a spin in the sprint there as well. So hopefully he can get a bit of redemption today at Spielberg. Blitz gets a 1:13.8 there. See Mopar on his push lap at the moment, going through sector 2. Let's see where he can put himself on the grid. It's the fastest sector 2 of anybody, if I'm not mistaken there. Looks like we're going to see a good time from Mopar. Puts himself into P4. With 1:13.993, so just a small gap between him and Supper there. Looks like just 30 thousandths approximately. New fastest lap for Mopar there with 1:13.2. They'll be happy with that. That's a good time. Be tough to beat. You see the McLaren driver there. Appears to be in low fuel mode. New fastest lap for Blitz Hyper. Might be pole for his debut race. Supper's improved there by about 5/10 because you can see the track evolution as that dry line is starting to form. As you can see in this camera view here, that wet side of the track on the left and that dry section on the right hand side now as he approaches, I think that is turn 4. Blitz in low fuel mode as well now. As is Supper by the looks of it. See Mopar absolutely flying. Might be a new fastest time here. 2/10 improvement. Just behind Supper again there, but it's not enough to improve his qualifying position. Seeing Swaz, I think, on a push now, just approaching turn 3. He's 4/10 off of his fastest time. Maybe we saw a little wheel spin or something like that in turn 1. It'll be interesting to see the Japanese driver with Voyager, who's currently sat in P10, come out of the pits soon. But this is also a debut race for him as well, so he needs to try and qualify as well as he can. Obviously currently sitting last on the pack at the moment. There's only 5.5 minutes left of qualifying. Mopar coming round again. It's like warming up for his push lap now. We'll see him cross the line to start that. Just going to try and move that section there. I don't know if you can for spectating. No, I don't think you can. That's a shame. Odd that they don't let you change the display in spectator mode. If anyone knows how to do that, drop it in the comments and I'll try and get it changed for next race so it's not filling up so much of the screen. Loss at the back end there. Mopar struggling in that wet condition. It's new fastest lap for Mopar, 1:11.7. You can see the track is definitely evolving as we started off with 1:15 lap times at the start of the session. So one of the Red Bulls, or the Ferraris, runs off track there. Not too sure where Mary was going there, but on board with Wiggly Pegasus now. I think he's just starting his push lap, if I'm not mistaken. We get a lovely tow from the cars in front of him as it stands. You sort of want to be within 3 seconds of the car in front to get the benefit. Oh, the Red Bull there. Who is that? Sosa just getting out of the way. In a little bit of an awkward position. Pegasus driving nicely there. Certainly seems to be struggling with the rain a little bit, as if the other drivers are second up on his time though. So that currently puts him into P7, if I'm not mistaken. Just one place up in front of Chase Me and the Ferrari there. If you can find a little bit of extra time for Sector 3, that'll put him up a couple of places and more. Brilliant time there, puts him up into 4th place, so 3 positions up on what he was with the 112.5. So JC, only 6 tenths down. We've got Sosa here, our current pole sitter. On a charge lap, we'll see him just about to start his push now. So let's stay on board with Sosa. It's only 1 minute left of qualifying. Well, 1 minute and 30 seconds, my apologies. Going to see Mary improving now as well. She's currently 1.5 seconds up on his time. On their time, sorry. He crossed the finish line. I suspect we'll move them up into P5. Yeah, good time. So close the JC. Just gets bumped down to P6 there as Swaz just crosses the line behind them. We're going to see Pegasus cross the line now. Brings up into P4, the 112.2. We have the Mercedes of Blitz just following up behind. See if he can improve himself here. There's only 40 seconds left of qualifying, so we're going to see is that Mercedes just going into the pits there. JC won't get another shot at qualifying, but we will see Sosa just crossing the line. Will be our last driver, I think. We might actually see Supper timing that quite nicely. See if he can get another push in now, if he's got enough battery left. Brings himself to P3 with a 111.8. Certainly a good time for him. Let's jump on board with Swaz now, the next driver who will cross the line. It's just on an in-lap at the moment, so we'll jump in with the Ferraris. Chase me on the in-lap, and that is Mary on their in-lap as well. Just behind Blitz, he's trying for a new fastest lap. We saw just now he was on pole position, now in P9, as you can see the track ever evolving. Puts himself into P2 with an improvement of 1.6 seconds. That is a 111.259. A great time for that Mercedes driver. Next we will see Supper, or Swaz, or Sosa, my apologies, crossing the line now using all the track there. This is a slow time for him. There's not going to be an improvement now. Probably saw a spin or something there for him. Let's jump on with Supper. He's currently 4 tenths off of his time, so I'm not sure we'll see an improvement here from him either. Yeah, that's 4 tenths off, no improvement from him. So our current, or I say our current, our final qualifying classification, that is Sosa on pole position, followed by the new Mercedes driver of Blitz. Just behind him we have Mopar in the RB, Supper in the Red Bull, Chase Me in the Ferrari, Wiggly Pegasus in the McLaren in P6, JC P7 for Mercedes, Swaz the only Sauber on the grid today in P8, Mary the Ferrari driver in P9, and our Japanese driver of Voyager did not actually go out to set a full time, so he starts on the back of the grid in P10. Now, nice and sunny for the main race. So the wet qualifying does not carried over into the race, by the looks of it at the moment. Which will be lovely for our drivers. Let's try and keep it as clean as we possibly can going into turn 1. We had a couple little collisions there yesterday, but nothing too major. No major damage. But this track is, this turn 1 is quite notorious for some issues for drivers here. Of course, they're allowed to use the runoff in turn 1 and use that escape road, provided that they use it correctly. Just waiting for players to join the session now. lights on, 5 lights up, and that is lights out. And we go racing. It's like a brilliant start from Sosa there. Nice and clean for all the drivers through that section. See the Ferrari of Mary there gets a little punt. I'm not sure who that was. See if we keep it nice and clean through turn 3. Some nice driving from everyone there. There's Pegasus back up a position there. There's everyone on the medium tyres today, except for we have Voyager and Mary 9 and 10 are both on the hard compound. Wiggly Pegasus into the gravel. He's going to lose a lot of places there. He joins track safely. Sosa running a nice half a second buffer on the car that's behind him. Do you see Voyager spin there? Into the dirt, I think. Just starting sector 3. He's going to lose some places from that. So then the lap 1 we have Sosa is still leading the pack with Blitz storming up behind him. Mopar with Supper in the Red Bull Chase Me Ferrari. JC in P6 using its skateboard there. In the Mercedes. Swaz just takes him there for P6. P8 in Mary. Pegasus in P9 and Voyager running a little bit behind the pack in the Haas there. You see Supper to make an overtake on Mopar. So Mopar takes it back again into the braking zone. These guys giving each other plenty of room. Supper puts his tyre a little bit in the gravel there, which has slowed him down. Pegasus makes an overtake there on Mary. Now this is the DRS train that I was speaking about. You will see all of these cars bunched up because this track is quite hard to overtake. If both you and the car in front have your DRS open, as you can see here. The Blitz has just taken the lead of the race from Sosa. Sosa is going to have that DRS advantage going through turn 2 here. See him get nice and close. Maybe have a look up the inside. No, he backs out last second there. See if he can get a move done with the DRS now as we exit turn 3. Started to close up quite nicely on the car in front. Not enough though. I think Blitz is definitely burning some ERS. But that won't last forever. Mopar nice and close just behind Sosa there, with Supper directly behind here as well. Sosa runs a little bit wide there, as you can see just in front. And has lost him some time on Blitz in that Mercedes in front. A little bit of a gap to Chase Me in the Ferrari, with another big gap to Swaz behind. We have another little train of Pegasus and JC. Those guys are attacking each other quite nicely. Mopar with the first penalty of the race for 3 seconds for his track limits. You need to be careful there. We saw a lot of penalties from some drivers. Textbook overtake from Supper there. That was beautiful to watch. It really will change up the grid, those penalties. So you want to avoid, you know, driving off the track as much as you can. Which sort of goes without saying, really. Little lock up and slide from Blitz in front. You might see Supper make a pass here with a little burn of battery on his teammate Sosa just behind. Lovely move. Some good space left for the driver there as well. Let's see if Supper going to have a go at catching up Blitz in front. Of course, all these guys are on the medium compound at the moment. It's going to be a case of who can run these tyres for as long as they can. Lovely driving from Supper there, going all the way up to the white line, using as much track as he can. You see there, alongside in the braking zone, Supper sees the position. His first time driving with Blitz today, so I think he might be on the cautious side. I think we'll see him definitely get alongside again here, side by side with that car in front. It's a lovely move around the outside. Whoa, there, and we see Blitz there into the wall. I'm not sure if there was a collision between the drivers, or if maybe Blitz just lost the traction, you know. Looks like he's got some front wing damage by the way his car is handling at the moment. See Pegasus there, makes the pass on him as well. Trying to move back up the inside of Swaz. Blitz into the pits. I think that'll be for the new front wing, and we'll probably see him change the hard tyres there as well. So Supper currently leading the race. Mopar just behind with that 3-second penalty, obviously. That puts Sosa in provisional P2 at the moment, just behind in third. Runs a little wide. Definitely losing a little bit of time to the car in front. It's just in DRS range. As I say that, I speak too soon and he just drops out. Behind we have Swaz here. He's trying to make a little bit more time onto that McLaren in front. He just drops out of the DRS, which is so vital around this circuit. 3 DRS zones. Now, do we see Swaz gets the wing open there? I catch a little time up on Pegasus. We'll see he takes turn 1 a little bit wide, but it will be in DRS again here. See Mopar just takes that place on Supper for P1. Little look up from Swaz, but we'll see the rear wing open again. Take another stab at catching up to Pegasus, the car in front. It's just over a second, so just out of that DRS range as we see there. Voyager makes another pass on Mary this time. Japanese driver into P8 now. We'll jump on board with Mary as he tries to take this position back. Wow! We see Voyager there. Big spin. Not quite sure what happened there. Whether that was a punt or if we just saw him just lose grip. Maybe he took that way too fast. I'll have to watch that back in the replay and have another look at that one. You see Supper taking the place again from Mopar there. Mopar catching up quite nicely. So Blitz gives himself 3-second time penalty for his track limits. He's now got some clean air, so we might see him try to catch up to Voyager just in front of him. Try and utilise that early pit stop as much as he physically can. Mopar now is really storming up behind Supper. We've got quite a battle brewing at the moment. Gets a nice line through that turn. See DRS open at the moment with Sosa just behind. We'll get that rear wing open again now, so let's see. I think it's going to be a little bit too far behind to make a pass here. Maybe on the exit of turn 3, DRS zone towards turn 4, he might be able to make some time. That wing open now. It's just 4 attempts behind. We see Supper, I think, burning a little bit of battery there just to stay in front of the driver. Jump on board with Chase Finger. He has the rear wing open on the car in front of Swaz in the Sauber. Closes up some good time through here. A lot of porpoising for the Ferrari there. I don't know if you guys saw that through that turn. Sosa's caught up a lot on these drivers now. Not quite sure where he found all that time in Sector 3. Takes that turn quite nicely. He'll get the rear wing open again on Mopar, who's just in front. Of course, he has that wing open as well. Slowly catching up to Supper. Late on the brakes, you see a little bit of a lock up from Supper there in front. That will hurt his tyres. And a little spin from both of the drivers. Nice defending from Supper there, but Mopar takes the place. See Supper sticking right to the back of Mopar at the moment. Loses the front end a little bit there on the curb. Get that rear wing open and he'll make that pass going into turn 1. We'll see the driver behind the Mopar and the RB will get that wing open and instantly take that place back. Go wheel to wheel through turn 3 here, which has given Sosa the opportunity to close up back in front of the cars. Of course, rear wing open himself might be struggling with a bit of wing damage. No, he's completely fine. I don't know how he keeps losing a little bit of time on these guys. But he stays nicely in DRS range. Maybe trying to save the tyres and benefit off the DRS from his teammate in front. Maybe trying to go long on these tyres. Swaz now just almost 8 seconds behind, with Pegasus looking up the inside of Swaz again. Chase Me just behind. We've got another DRS train of drivers through here. Wow, big snap of oversteer from Wigley there. That's going to kill his straight line speed. So we'll see Chase Me close up quite nicely here. Of course, he'll have DRS open again for the next corner. See, Mopar takes and loses a position on Supper there. I think we saw him spin. Maybe a late lunge through turn 3. Sosa has a little look on the outside. It's not enough. Stay close. Little snap of oversteer again from Mopar in front, who's going to lose some time on this little straight. Sosa catching up nicely all over the back of Mopar. Using all the track there, beautiful line from Sosa. Rear wing open as well. We'll see both drivers catching up to Supper in front. Mopar's definitely struggling with his wheels a little bit there. You can see the tyres are starting to struggle as for these high downforce turns. He's starting to slip a little bit. Is that Pegasus just losing some positions there? Swaz as well. Handing those positions back, I assume he probably went wide through turn 1. Just lost 2 positions in that play, unfortunately. We see that Ferrari chase Me in front again, just dip a little tyre into the gravel. That's lost him a place to Pegasus and the McLaren just behind. It's 11.5 seconds behind the drivers on the podium as it stands. Sosa 0.8 behind, so he'll still be in DRS. We'll see him open it now. Mopar 4 attempts behind Supper, gains a lot of time on this DRS straight, 2.5 attempts going into the corner. We'll see him here open that DRS again, and I think we'll see a pass from the driver now. Needs to be careful in this braking zone. The last few times he's locked up and spam. It's a good line from him. Nice exit as well. Get some time on Supper there. JC picks himself up a 3-second time penalty for driving off the track in P7 currently. Supper struggling with his tyres a little bit. So Mopar starting to pull away here now. Supper burning a bit of battery just to keep up. Nice driving from Supper. He's one of our only elite drivers in Tier 2. He races with no racing line, which makes his driving here even more impressive. Where's Wiggly Pegasus into the pit? The second driver boxing. Obviously we had Blitz earlier on for those new tyres and the wing change. I think we'll see him change to the hards now. Yeah. And that pots him. It's going to be out in P10 I think at the moment. Mopar is getting closed on nicely by Supper in front. Maybe go for the switchback here. Tries, but it's not enough. Nice and close to that V-carb in front though, so big step of oversteer from Mopar. He's going to probably lose that place to Supper. He's burning a lot of battery here just to stay in front. Supper gets that place. Mopar is not giving it up easily though. See him swerve there. He's been boxed in by a Red Bull sandwich. Mopar picks himself up another 3-second time penalty, so that's 6 now for that RB driver. Currently puts him into P3. If Chase Me Ferrari in P4 is too far behind for that to have any effect. Swaz, our second driver, into the pits. Of course, he started on the mediums as well, so we see him just change to the hards. This puts him out in P10, just behind Wiggly Pegasus, who lapped the pitted the lap before. Mopar just 2 tenths behind the back of that Red Bull. Gets a little bit better of an exit there, maybe using some overtake. See Supper into the pits. As well as Mopar himself. You see Sosa stays out as I predicted. I think he was saving his tyres a little bit there behind the cars in front. So we might see him go long, maybe to lap 20. Supper manages to get out. P3. Chase Me just catches up there. Of course, he hasn't pitted yet, so JC into the pits now too. He started on the hards, I think. Had a couple of drivers start on the hards, so maybe we are going to see some hard, soft from a couple of the drivers here today. Mopar gets the place on Supper there. These guys have been neck and neck all race. Supper burning a little bit battery, stays behind the RB driver there. Sosa and Chase Me into the pits now, one after each other. Sosa's just put the hards on for himself. Chase Me just onto the mediums. No, he's onto the hards, sorry. My data's wrong. Chase Me comes out in 9th place, just in front of that Mercedes of JC. Pegasus closing up quite nicely to Voyager and the Haas just in front of him. Good exit through turn 3. And that DRS open as well, closing up some good time. Sosa's lost 4 seconds now on the undercut for Mopar and Supper there. It's not benefited him much as of yet, but hopefully his tyres will be in a little bit better shape towards the end of the race and he'll get that benefit of going longer on the tyre. Of course, he couldn't pit the same lap as Supper, his teammate in front, otherwise the risk of the double stack would be too high. See a lovely overtake there from Pegasus. Voyager just ceding that position as Pegasus had the inside. See Supper there, very close to Mopar in front. Going for the switchback here. A little bit of a faster line for himself. See Mopar closely followed behind by Supper in the Red Bull now. We'll get that rear wing open. See him approaching the driver of Mopar in front. No battery to fight that, but Supper backs out of the move. We have the rear wing open again now, so he'll get the pass on the longer straight here to turn 2. We're going wheel to wheel through turn 3. Takes a quick overtake from Supper there, he takes that place back. You see Mopar just 2 attempts behind the DRS open, he's going to take that place back straight away. Lovely driving from both of these guys. Pegasus here closing up nicely onto Mary just in front. We have, is that JC spun out of turn 3? Mopar runs off track there. That should be another warning for himself. Obviously he already has 6 seconds of penalties, so that currently puts him down into P3. Sosa's starting to lose a lot of time on these new tyres. Red Bull of Supper up the inside. It's a lovely move, but I'm not sure Mopar saw him there. He didn't leave him the space that he was required. So I'm starting to catch up nicely on Mary in front as well with that DRS open. It's a good exit. I'll find him a lot of time in turn 5. Mary runs wide and cedes the position. Chase Me now, also trying to make some time with Voyager just in front. We'll see, have that DRS open soon. Voyager into the pits. Oh, it's currently on the hard tyre. Mary on the pits just in front of him as well. So Mary's just changed to the medium tyre. You see the same for Voyager as well. He's serving a time penalty. By the looks of it. Supper closing up again nicely on Mopar just in front. Although he is provisional P1 as Mopar has 6 seconds worth of penalties. Get that DRS open and we'll be catching up to the RB driver in front. A lot of wheel spin there from the Red Bull. Wow, big lock up and slide there from Slopper. Just 13 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. You see if Mary changing to those medium tyres is going to find them any time on JC in front on those hards. I'm not sure if it was worth doing that 20-second pit stop. Maybe they'll find the benefit with the newer tyres. Obviously, the mediums have a lot more grip than those hards do. He's run wide in turn 4, however. Currently losing time to JC in front. Maybe they're just taking a while to warm up. I'm not sure if that was the right call, personally. Supper with the DRS open. Flies past Mopar in front. Mopar late on the brakes trying to get that place back. So burning some battery here. Swerving. I did look up the inside. He just wasn't close enough there, unfortunately. Just a tenth behind now. He's going to get the DRS in the next zone, going out of course, the pit straight. See, just across the timing line now. Gets the DRS open. And closed again. Not quite sure why he's done that. Maybe he likes a challenge. Open again now. Be finding time on Supper, of course. Has a little look up the inside, but he's not close enough. It's a nice exit at 10.3. Wow, a lot of wheel spin there. That's going to lose him some time. DRS open again, but he's not going to be close enough now. See Swaz pick up himself a 3-second penalty for track limits. Supper's fastest lap currently is a 1 minute 7 seconds, .148. Fastest of the session is Mopar with a 1 minute 7.105. So Supper is only 45 thousandths off of that fastest lap, which of course is one extra point in the driver's standings. Not that he needs it at the moment, but every point helps. Sosa picks himself up a 3-second time penalty now. Currently still being P2 with the penalties that Mopar is carrying. See, Mopar let off a little bit there. I think he wants the DRS just out of turn 3 to make the chance here. Blitz gives himself another 3-second penalty, so that puts him on, if I'm not mistaken, where is he on my standings? 6 seconds for that driver. Mopar makes a bit of contact with Supper there. Wasn't looking at the screen, so I didn't actually catch that one. Three and a half tenths off the driver in front. Everyone else has nice big gaps between them all now. As it stands, those 3-second penalties won't be making much of an impact on everybody's race. Unless we have a safety car near the end. Of course, we only have 9 laps left of this Grand Prix. If you have a safety car, everyone will bunch up close together, and then all of those people with those time penalties will drop down a lot more than what they are currently. So See Mopar takes a little look up the inside. It's not enough. We get the DRS open again now. Closing up nice and tightly to this Red Bull driver. It's a little bit faster through turn 4. Voyager picks himself up 3 seconds there. That's just 3 at the moment. He's already served his previous 3-second penalty. The DRS open. Not close enough to make the move, but he certainly has a look. The DRS open again now. We get that place taken again on Mopar. Supper breaks a little bit early, so Mopar manages to stay in front there. It's a shame Mopar has these penalties because these guys are having a fantastic battle. But Supper's in no need to make the overtake if it's too risky. Of course, the driver in front, Mopar, has 6 seconds of penalty, so Supper's sitting pretty. He can just stay there at the end of the race when it's decided off the track. He'll be given that race win as it stands. Let's another look up the inside. It's a lovely late move there. Lovely space given by Mopar. That was a fantastic move. Doesn't make it stick. Has a little bit of a wheel spin out the corner. Drivers neck and neck. Mopar getting close to the track limits again. Let's off a little bit. Wow. See a bit of contact between the drivers here. Lovely pass to turn 3. Mopar late on the brakes. Little tap between the drivers there, but that's completely fine. Three attempts off the driver is still, of course, has that rear wing open. These guys have been neck and neck with each other all race. Lovely move there from Supper, gets himself in front nicely. We'll see Mopar. Look at that rear wing open. Supper gives him the place back there, I'm not quite sure what that was about. Maybe it was an unfair overtake I didn't quite manage to catch on video. These guys are going neck and neck again. Mopar really late on the brakes. Sosa's managed to catch up now. He's got himself in the mix. Of course, currently carrying a 3-second time penalty, so unless he can pull 3 seconds in front of Supper in front, he'll currently be finishing P2. Supper's starting to drop back a little now from that RB in front. Everyone else, big gaps between them all. So we're only focusing on this battle here. Everyone else is sort of having a race of their own. So it's a drop back about half a second now. He's not in DRS of Supper anymore. Might see Sosa's tyres now, obviously a couple of laps younger than the drivers in front. Might start playing in a little. He's about a 10th off DRS. 2 attempts now. Supper there. Finding some good time through turn 3. A little bit of a wheel spin there, so this is about a 10th and a half. I have that rear wing open though, so that 10th and a half will be gobbled straight back up by the Red Bull driver. Just seeing the final drivers crossing the line now. JC Crosses the timing line. P8. Mary there, and Voyager. Just crossing the line on his debut in P10. Well, thank you very much everyone for joining us for this week's race at Austria. Next week we will be back, same time, Austin, Texas, for a sprint weekend. See you next time.